All right, we have a special guest coming on. She is a 20-year Kawasaki corporate marketing PR exec, turned motorcycle and power sports and marine industry exec recruiter. And I think this has got to be such a rewarding job. Let's bring on our good friend Jan Plessner.
Hey, you ladies are knocking it out of the park. Wow.
Action recruiting. Speaking of knocking stuff out of the
That's it.
park.
There it is.
So
I'm
I
wearing the
was,
company shirt for you.
yes, I love it too. I like the graphic. Um, I said earlier, I think, boy, if anybody's got a thumbnail on the industry, it would be the people that are hiring
Yeah.
and seeing who's getting hired, who's letting go, I mean, you really are right into the mix of the whole thing.
Yeah. And I was at AIM Expo as well, and I picked up such a good vibe from this year's show. I go to most of them, and I felt like it was quality, maybe even over quantity, except the show was so big, I didn't have a chance to see everything I wanted to see.
Yeah.
So, I used to think they were too long, and I thought this show was a little too short for me anyway.
Wow.
I could have used another day.
Was that a 2-day run for you or a 1-day run?
I was there both days. Yeah. 2.5 actually.
Wow.
But with the other events like the women's event, the Supercross track walk, and then, with Supercross, listening to the MIC kind of symposium, things that they had going, the presentations, it was just really awesome. I felt like I got so much out of this year's show.
I really wanted to be there and had plans to, but just could not break an appointment that really came out good. It's
Marilyn.
Synchrony sponsoring the women's event.
Yeah,
That's great stuff.
That group is on the gas too. We should all be so grateful that they're taking a stand for women.
Yeah.
And they just announced that women are going to be racing in the outdoors series, which I don't think has happened since around 2021 when I was at Kawasaki. We sponsored some female racers, and they put us out there. But if there was a rain delay, we were the first thing to kind of be set aside. And it sounds like this is really going to be great to have 6 rounds for the women out there to compete, which is great.
At which course?
At 6 different locations. So we'd have to see their schedule. I don't know if they've picked the actual races yet, but they have 12 or more.
What racing series? I'm sorry.
The outdoors.
Oh, outdoors.
So not Supercross, but the outdoor series.
Right. Good.
Yeah. I don't know that they know the specifics yet, but I had no idea that was happening. So I was very surprised and excited.
Any women into racing, I think, is amazing. I go to races at my son races in with Billy Lane's Sons of Speed in the 45s that Michael Peterson, and some of the women they are just badasses, and I just love it. I just love it. I love just cheering on women in racing.
Marilyn
women at the show too.
Marilyn Stemp and I, we were at the women's luncheon. We didn't recognize Jan because we had not seen her since she grew her hair out.
It's a COVID thing, I guess. I don't know. Yeah,
I love it. I think it was great. I love the
both like, we know her.
And then is she? I walked around for a year finding a long hair and thinking some stranger was in the house, and then I realized it's coming from my own head. So yeah, it's taken me a while to get used to it, but it's fun now, and it's so easy to put it in a pony and throw on a helmet. I don't really get helmet hair. But yeah, I just wanted to point out that there were so many more women from the industry at the show, standing room only again at the women's gathering. I think a lot of people still didn't realize it was happening or they couldn't get away.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing a lot of women managing dealerships, owning dealerships, more executive level women out there. And I always try to find qualified women when I'm submitting candidates. So that's exciting for me. It hasn't always been that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us about Action Recruiting, because I think what you're doing, I know you used to work with Henry before that.
Right.
And then just went off on your own and nailed it ever since.
Kind of scary and exciting. So yeah, 23 years with Kawasaki, interrupted in the middle. Oh, look at you. Pulled up some graphics. 2 years in the Motorcycle Industry Council, and then worked for another recruiter, Henry Lonsky, for 3 years, and then decided I wanted to do things just a little bit differently and launched my own firm. We're in our 10th year now. We just celebrated an anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And for us, it's about quality over quantity. We have no interest in being the biggest unless being the best gets us there. With talent search, if you don't really find the right person and take the time to do it properly, it may not be a good fit. So we do a lot of work before we make submissions and get to know people and make sure we're submitting them for the right opportunity. And we're looking for long-term, longevity in those candidates and in those roles. And something must be working, because coming back from AIM Expo, the phone hasn't stopped ringing. Everybody all of a sudden has realized it's time to build up their team for the year. And that's good news for us. That feels good. It wasn't like this a year ago.
That's fantastic.
Feeling much better.
And that's why and I'm excited about this year. Something just feels different this year. It feels positive, and it feels fun, and it feels expanding.
Right.
And I like what you said, about coming out of AIM Expo. It just felt really good, and you had so much there. So I think you see that, at the beginning of the year like this,
Yep.
because you're behind the scenes. You're the one that sees who's hiring and where it's going and
Right.
who's applying.
Right. Yeah. By the way, that logo, I love national parks, so I wanted a national park badge looking logo.
Nice.
And my favorite time of days, sunrise and sunsets. So I asked for that color palette. So that's the story there.
I love it.
Yeah,
it's a great graphic, great logo.
People are definitely hiring right now, and a lot of our dealership clients and other clients are very optimistic. I think we've realized, like, we're here to stay, and the world, may be kind of a crazy place right now, but we need our motorcycling because that's our escape. That's our therapy. That's what brings us, passion and enjoyment. I'm not giving it up.
Right. How long does it take from a company that comes to you and says, look, we need a so-and-so, we need a service manager. What does that what does that time frame look like?
Yeah, that's a really good question. It depends on what market they're in. I'm looking for a couple technicians for Fairbanks, Alaska, and that's going to take quite a while. If it's in a more popular market, where there are more people.
Is that Fairbanks, Alaska, Chicago?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like right now.
Yeah, at least you're getting sunshine during the day, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, sometimes, I've got about 14 or 15,000 people in my database. So, I've been doing this now for quite a while, and I had a lot of connections at Kawasaki and relationships there. So I brought those over to this second career of mine. It can take a week or two for some positions, and others are more challenging. The client could be more selective than most, and it can take, up to a month sometimes to really find the right person. So, but it's luck, it's the experience, it's the connections. There's a lot of factors. It's the local cost of living. Do we have to relocate someone?
Yeah.
We had a female technician drive from Anchorage to Atlanta before this last winter.
Wow.
For a technician job. So that it took a while for her to get there.
That's like a culture shock.
Do you have
from that area, so that helped.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a pretty high success rate?
I think we do. There are some things that are outside of my control and our control. And, things do happen. Family member can fall ill. Some folks are taking care of their parents now and they need to move back. But because we do so much work up front in the process, we don't have significant fallout after people are placed. And that's important because
awesome.
We offer a 90-day free replacement, and nobody wants to work twice, for the same project. So we want to get it right that first time.
Are you finding any bit of a younger applicant coming in?
Yes, we're starting to see that. Of course, a lot of people are retiring. Some are fortunate enough to retire, at an earlier age than I plan to retire. And the baby boomers were really fueling our industry for so long,
Sure.
with employment and with bike purchases. So as those folks age out, I think there's like a half of a person to replace every one that retires. So we're in a candidate deficit, although a lot of people are looking. The dealerships that are open to doing training and bringing people along from entry level have a better chance of finding the right person. If they're holding out for someone with tons of experience, they may have to wait a little longer.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes big sense. What types of companies do you mostly service?
Yep. So dealerships are, the meat and potatoes of what we do. They really need us the most. And I'd say it's about 40% Harley and 60% other, some Euro, mostly metric, multi-line metric. We have some aftermarket companies, Motul, for instance, Regina Chain. We also have some smaller OEMs. So, I came from Kawasaki. They've got a pretty large HR department, with some recruiters. So they don't really need us. But those middle-sized companies and newer companies do. And that's exciting because it's always fun to get out of the dealership and do some regional sales positions, which we've got a couple right now. Yeah. So that's exciting.
And so are there like different events that you go to meet people and find like, oh my gosh, it's got to be all about networking for you and getting to know people? I mean,
you would think I would get out more. I hear about all the events you're talking about and I'm writing notes like, I've got to go to that. I hadn't heard of that one. And I definitely didn't know what a dingle hopper was.
Right.
But I go to a couple of the major shows. I went to the, I write for Power Sports Business. So I went to their Accelerate last year. That's not the most effective use of my time though. So we have a job board on our website and I've got this, database and we're posting jobs and people are reading the article and they sort of know, after 13 years of doing this, that I'm kind of a go-to. So most of my time is spent searching out there for candidates. So keep your LinkedIn updated if you're looking to move, have a resume ready. Reach out to a recruiter, if not me, someone else. But I
enjoy just looking at your stuff because I like to see who's being active out there, who is who's doing the hiring, what's going on with the industry. So I love tapping in to
there's a ton of it going on right
your
now.
website and seeing who's moving, who's shaking.
And I was going to say, how can people find you? Tell people how they can find you.
action-recruiting.com. And you can send a note through our portal. We have a special spot for future clients and for candidates that just want help. And I do complimentary career coaching as well. I've got a soft spot for especially women in the industry that are looking to get into our industry or grow within the industry. Nice. And just let us know. We'll find time to talk to just about anybody. Even if we don't have a position for them, it's pretty easy to set someone up for success when you just let them know what folks are looking for.
I think that's fantastic. I would hire you in a heartbeat just to do just talk about it. I mean, especially to a women's group that might be having or a dealership that might be having a women's night or a women's day or a group of ladies that are meeting for the International Female Ride Day. I mean, because that's what maybe they've always wanted to be in the motorcycle and just don't know how to go about doing it or know that somebody as valuable as you is around, So I think more dealership, more people should hire you to come and talk to.
We're definitely busy and finding the right people. I tell people my job is just to introduce people to people. And if it works, great. I guess I'm a matchmaker. Someone's dating service or dating matchmaker, but I don't think I'd be as good at that.
I've always been putting people together, companies or people with this company. I've always thought if there was a job like this, I'd make $1 million freaking dollars at it because everybody like today, I just put two people together.
Yeah.
It's
Let's
because we have a passion for it, Gina. It's
Yeah.
you know, that's where it
Yeah.
comes from.
we'll
Are
get
we people
excited.
pleasers? You know, we like to connect people to people. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.